Near the beginning of June, I decided to draw every day until I felt ready to start an animated series. I had no real prior experience with art, just some hopes and dreams. It has now been 1 week since I started this challenge, well, at least at the time of me writing the script, and I have devoted it to drawing the evolutions. This was supposed to be a test ride of sorts, to see if I have the time and if I'm having fun, which, yes and yes. So let's see what I have drawn. I started this week with Leafeon. Why? Well, he's my favorite Pokemon, if you don't already figure that out by my name and profile. Leafeon took me about an hour or so to draw. It wasn't too hard, yet I was confused multiple times as I drew him. Umbreon was rather difficult to draw. I picked him second because I thought it would be the easiest. The hind leg was very troublesome. I ended up improvising it, and the eye also wasn't very easy either. All in all, Umbreon took about an hour and a half because I also had to color him in. Glaceon was very sure to draw, pun intended, except for the damn right eye. Took me at least 20 minutes just for me to be semi-happy with it. That included reshaping her entire face. She also took me about 1.5 hours, though I didn't have the correct shades of blue, so she ended up being miscolored. Espion was rather easy to draw, and I'm really happy with the result. The left ear ended up being cut off, which kinda sucks, but it's better than making it very small. I think it took about an hour 40 or something like that. As for Flareon, we don't talk about Flareon. Sylveon was the second hardest to draw. I initially wanted more of an active pose for him, but then I snapped back into reality and did the default pose. I had trouble with the ribbons, the legs, the eyes, and the tail, which is basically everything. Took the most time by far, at least 2 hours, though I'm very happy with it. For real this time, Flareon was definitely the hardest. I'm unhappy with the mane, the eyes, the ball of fluff on his head, his paws, and the ears. Why did I keep it like that if I didn't like it? Well, I gave up. It was late and I knew I had to keep pace if I wanted to do all the evolutions, so I said screw it. It is what it is, and just colored him. Didn't take me as long as Sylveon, but still. Jolteon was a much needed breath of fresh air. I had actually expected Jolteon to be the hardest one, yet he ended up being the easiest. I guess straight lines are easier than curvy ones. Took only an hour and a bit, significantly less than the last two. Vaporeon was last but certainly not the least, because I would be Flareon. Harder than average to draw, especially her back spike things which I didn't even know existed. Also, her mane was oddly complicated, 1.5 hours as well. That is all of them, but before you scroll, I have some big plans for the future that I guarantee you like. Just subscribe and let me cook. Have a wonderful day.